most people think you're going to do, and I think our offense is going to be the reason that we do better than a lot of people think we're going to do.
Okay. All right, let's move forward to our last division.
If we do better, I'll be surprised. I'll be like, ooh.
Cherry on the top, right?
Yeah, if we're fighting for a playoff spot in week 11, 12, you'll see me excited.
Get you perked up a little
Exactly.
bit, right?
Hey, first game I get to go sit in swimming pools and watch a football game. I don't care. I got that confirmation today. I will be in a swimming pool.
There you go.
Well, I probably won't be. Whoever I'm taking with me will probably be in the swimming pool, but I'm not. I'll sit in it.
Your adorable son will be in the pool.
I'll sit in it.
All right, the AFC West overview. You got the Denver Broncos, who was 12-4, the Kansas City Chiefs, who was 9-7, the San Diego Chargers, who was 9-7, and the Oakland Raiders, who were 3-13. The headlines on this division is you got the Broncos got a new head coach in Gary Kubiak. He was the former offensive coordinator under Mike Shanahan some years ago, about a decade ago. Under him, you got possibly Peyton Manning's last hurrah. And then we also, for headlines for the Kansas City Chiefs, is you had Eric Berry beating cancer. And then now you got Jeremy Maclin arriving to this team playing for his old coach, Andy Reid. Phil Rivers, who agreed to a new extension, and no Antonio Gates for the first 4 games due to PED use. And then we'll talk about Amari Cooper and see if he has a shot winning offensive rookie of the year. Let's go and talk about the Denver Broncos. They, like I said, they let go of John Fox and wasn't very happy with the results they had when they lost to the Colts last year and decided to let him go. And Fox is now coaching for the Bears. And so now we go back to a style where Gary Kubiak is more the pretty much he likes to run a lot of play action and like to have a cater to a run style first with a quarterback who's Peyton Manning, of course he's older and everything like that. He's I want to get your opinions first.
I can't feel my tips when I'm around you. My fingers are numb.
Go ahead, man.
I don't know. This division is going to be so dang close. It's going to be crazy. Denver takes a step backwards. Denver's going to take a step backwards. Peyton Manning is. Everybody talks about football Jesus. He's going to fall off, and it's going to come soon. There's a reason why he wears that glove all the time, and there's a reason why he does all this, and there's a reason why he suffered at the end of the season last year. Because he's getting old, and it's because it's affecting him more than anyone wants to say it's affecting him. You can go into the offseason and be like, oh, they said I'm fine. He's not fine. There's something up here in his noggin that's not fine. And now you got Gary Kubiak. Gary Kubiak's going to come in. Gary Kubiak's going to run the ball. Thankfully, Denver has 19 running backs that'll be able to run the football. And it's going to take a lot of that stuff off Peyton. I don't expect Peyton. The only time Peyton's going to throw the ball is when Peyton wants to throw the ball. He's going to take it. He's going to try to take over the offense. And the thing is Gary Kubiak going to let him take over the offense? Or is Gary Kubiak going to try to save him and make him run it the way that he wants to run it? That's the key to Denver. Denver's defense is still solid. But Denver's offense, you don't know what's going to happen with Denver's offense because you don't know how well Peyton Manning, how he is, how healthy he is.
Yeah, I'm watching. Because they're out west, it's hard to kind of find their games on TV. I was able to watch a couple of them.
No, it's not. They're always on damn TV.
No, it's during the regular season, but I'm talking about preseason.
Oh, no one gives a shit about preseason. Peyton didn't even play. Peyton played one game in the preseason.
That's it. And
that was it. And he didn't look that.
No, he didn't. And it's.
I can't feel my tip from that.
It's one of those where we got Wade Phillips too.
Gangrene.
We got Wade Phillips on the other side of the ball, who's a well-known, pretty solid defense coordinator, and so I'm expecting him to lead where because he still got a lot with Von Miller and Brandon Marshall in the linebacker position, DeMarcus Ware in the defensive position.
Miller.
Chris Harris Jr., who is a young stud. You got Talib, and you got T.J. Ward. So you got some defensive talent on the side of the ball. So this is might be a shift to where the first few years we was relying on Peyton to win games for us. We were really relying on him to bring it home for us. But now it's going to have to be C.J. Anderson. It's going to have to be Ronnie Hillman. It's going to have to be just these other running backs that we have the options. We got Thompson. We got forgetting his name.
You're going to have to do what Dallas did last year.
Mm-hmm.
Dallas protected Tony Romo by running the ball and running it well. But they have one guy that they gave the ball to 400 million times. You're going to have Denver's going to have to do the same exact thing with Peyton. They're going to have to protect him and they're going to have to run the ball. You're going to have to do the same thing. You've seen how efficient Tony Romo was for Dallas. Not saying that Tony Romo is Peyton Manning. This point in the career, you can kind of say Peyton Manning's body is wary, and he needs to be protected like Tony Romo was last year.
And this was big that we picked up Evan Mathis, which because
the bad part is your offensive line is your offensive line is woof.
Decimated, man. That's why I said it was huge to pick up Mathis and shout out to Master Garcia who we had on the podcast earlier on. He's had a great training camp, so he's been in rotation. There's been discussion of him starting. So kudos to him, and hopefully that this does carry over because you're going to have to protect this guy. You're going to have to initiate the running game, and it's going to have to be a lot of short, quick passes with Peyton like he was gearing to near the end of the season last year because the deep ball that seemed to be fading away from him. And the accuracy that he had for so long that seemed to be fading away from him. So Denver's going to have to be spectacular on defense and spectacular in the running game to even make some noise. Which I still have faith in him and everything like that, but I just got to get a first grasp of him before the game. So I'm very excited that I will go see them in the fourth week when they play the Vikings, but it's one of those where it's a process, and Peyton did look rough and everything like that. You can tell he's getting lower and everything like that. So, first,
and don't diminish the fact that he's lost a weapon.
Yes,
he's lost one of his. We
lost Julius Thomas and everything like that. So it's going to be more onto Demarius and Emmanuel Sanders, and then
they brought in
Cody Ladmer's receiver that we got from Indiana.
They brought in.
We resigned Virgil Green.
Who the hell is the damn tight end they brought in from Houston? He follows Gary
Owen Daniels.
Yeah, he follows Gary Kubiak wherever he goes. He's like a little lost puppy.
Yeah, we got Owen Daniels. We signed Virgil.
He's like, where'd he go? Where'd he go? Where'd he go?
Owen Daniels has seen the fall everywhere. Yeah.
Where'd you go? Where'd you go, Coach?
We will see, man. It's going to be an interesting year for Denver. So, speaking of, let's talk about the next team, the Kansas City Chiefs. First of all, let's speak on Eric Berry beating Hodgkin's lymphoma cancer, and get your thoughts about that.
I was glad to see him back. He's a very good football player, and for him to be that strong and everything, and beat it, and then be able to come back and play football, it was a good story. It was a good, courageous story. Unlike a man turning into a woman, this was a courageous story that ESPN should have considered for an award, but didn't. Never mind. I'm not going off on my tangent about instead of deflating balls, leaving balls.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a great story. Eric Berry coming back, phenomenal. Like I said, phenomenal talent, and phenomenal that he's able to come back.
Yeah, I'm very excited for that, and the reception that he got was beyond great. And,
that was huge.
It's definitely a battle, man. That with anybody, especially as an athlete, man, you just gotta give major props to because there are days he probably could be like, you know what, I'm just gonna hang it up and just try to just focus on me and get my health better. But to sit there and to beat this and come back and play the sport that you love for so many years speaks volumes of how tough as nails.
Anybody that battles cancer
is tough as
is
nails.
Able to beat it.
Tough as nails.
Is the strongest people anywhere from a 3-year-old child that has beat cancer, who are some of the strongest, toughest people you will ever meet. Kids just never give up. But all the way to the 80-year-old that's beaten cancer, or the ladies that have beaten breast cancer, guys like him that have beaten all this other stuff. It's it's just a tremendous thing for anyone that has beat any type of cancer, because you see how many people we have lost to this deadly disease.
Yeah.
But for people to be able to come and defeat it, thanks to the doctors and everything that we have now, and the medication, and just the advances that we have made, just seeing people being able to beat it is a great thing.
Gotcha. All right, let's talk about Alex Smith, and he get a new target.
Finally, got somebody to throw the ball to.
So yes, because what was it? Their receiver board.
No receiving touchdowns last year at all whatsoever.
Macklin caught more receiving touchdowns last year than anybody in their core. So
he caught 10. That was no receiver even caught no balls last year.
Jamal Charles ate them all up, huh?
Exactly. And now Alex Smith has some weapons. And what he does with the weapons is on him. But now he has some weapons.
No excuses for him now.
So now you have no excuses. You have weapons galore in Kansas City.
Jamal Charles and Jeremy Macklin.
Kansas City is a good football team.
This team scared the bejesus out of me.
Mm-hmm. They are a very good, solid football team.
Very
good football team.
Listen, I can't stand the Chiefs in the first place, so now I have to admit that they're pretty darn good.
Yeah, they don't
really
like you
good.
either.
I know they don't like me. I had gotten an argument years ago with a buddy at a camp about the Chiefs, and we just did not like each other. But yeah, man, I admit, man, Jamal Charles is one of the best in the running, and one of the best out of the backfield catching the ball too.
Oh yeah, he's a great runner. He's a good player.
So Alex Smith, who was everybody said he had got
to stay healthy.
Got to stay healthy and like that. So kudos to Andy Reid for turning his team around and making them very competitive as usual. Because as he did in Philly, he made the team very competitive in Philly. So you didn't expect anything less out of Andy Reid. You got Fasano at the tight end position, who's solid. He had 4 touchdowns at the tight end position, more than any other receiver.
There you go.
So, you had, even when Jamal Charles has injury, you had now Dave who picked up his spots real well. So whenever,
but Travis Kelce had 5,
mm-hmm.
and then Anthony Fasano had 4.
Yeah, so
and Jamal Charles had 5, and now Davis has 1. So let's not throw the ball. And Anthony Sherman had 1. So let's throw the ball to everybody except any receiver.
It was just possession
Gotcha.
receivers, huh?
Yeah, gotcha. I don't even think they possessed it.
Wow. How crazy that's got to be as a receiver that you don't see for the whole year, and you're on the snaps for most of the
Well, you probably seen them, you just didn't catch them. You seen them, you just didn't catch it when it came to you.
But yeah, definitely kudos to Eric Berry, man. That's a great story to hear him being cancer. So, we'll definitely keep up tracks on that, and know he'll do well because he is a great defensive player. So, all right, talk about the Chargers. They extended Phillip Rivers $83.25 million, $37.5 million guaranteed on a new contract extension.
At least he's won a playoff game.
Antonio Gates, who we know is a little older now, and
had to take some stuff to stay in the game. You think maybe a little bit,
and find out they test them and see,
hey, you're a little older. You ain't supposed to
enhancement drugs.
You ain't supposed to be jacked like a 9-year-old.
So he is suspended for 4 games, and I know we beating this quarterback telling that horse.
But at least he's won a playoff game.
And yeah, people.
He's been out of all the guys that got it, besides Russell Wilson, he's been the most consistent of the guys that got it.
People's got mixed feelings about Phillip Rivers. Some people
hate him, and some people like him. I'm in that middle people that don't care. Mm-hmm. I'm like, let the man do whatever he wants to do. I don't care.
Yeah, they're very. At moments he can show a flash of brilliance and everything like that, and then he gets frustrated with his teammates.
Darn it!
He said he doesn't cuss.
Gosh darn it!
But the way he screams, it look like he cuss up a storm, man. But nonetheless, he got some talent here now. He does get a new running back in Melvin Gordon. So even with Brandon Oliver picked up some of the slack they don't have Ryan Matthews anymore. So this team is still going to be in transition progress. I know Phillip Rivers decided to stay with his team, but I don't really see them doing